Hello, welcome to another episode of Sports Cruise on the Al Media channel with me, Josiah. Today we're talking about quite a lot. Arsenal dropping points in the title race, and then also Andre Onana making the headlines for the wrong reasons after a couple of howlers in Manchester United's 3-1 defeat to Brighton Hove Albion at the Old Trafford. Not just that, but Manchester City also visited Ipswich Town at a Portman Road, and they ended up thrashing them by 6 goals to nothing. So it's quite a lot we have to discuss today on the Sports Cruise with me, Josiah. But don't forget to subscribe to our channel, Al Media Sports Channel on YouTube, and then also Al Media Sports Channel across the various social media handles. All right, so let's start off with that game at the Emirates where Arsenal were held to a 2-2 draw after taking a 2-0 lead against Aston Villa in that crunch game, which was also to some extent going to play a pivotal role as far as their title ambitions is concerned. But it's Sky Sports pundit and also former Manchester United right back Guy Neville, who went so hard on Ghana international, that's Thomas Partey, after he believed the right back or the midfielder who played as a stopgap right back in that game put up a shambolic performance. So after Arsenal took that 2-0 lead, after Gabriel Martinelli had scored and then also Kai Havertz had scored, they were left defending for their lives, and in the space of 15 minutes, Aston Villa had equalized to make it 2-2. And Guy Neville had quite a lot to say, but he heavily criticized Thomas Partey for that awful performance after 90 minutes. All right, so in the other game at Old Trafford was Manchester United playing host to Brighton and Hove Albion, and it was a game that United actually needed to win, especially after they are coming at the back of some awful performances and then also not winning enough games after Ruben Amorim had taken charge. But in that game, it was Brighton that scored first, and then Manchester United equalized through Bruno Fernandes via 12 yards. But then it was their goalkeeper, Andre Onana, who was actually caught sleeping and then also making the headlines for all the wrong reasons. Guess what? Andre Onana actually failed to claim a cross, which was very, very close to him because he opted to stay on his line. That's leading to Brighton and Hove Albion taking the lead again. And then 15 minutes later or so, he ended up, spilling a very, very soft ball, if I should put it. So he ended up spilling a one-shot cross, or poor cross, if I should put it, before Brighton and Hove Albion also had to capitalize on that through Jorginho Ruta, who took over the rebound and then hit it into an empty net, which means that United have lost to Brighton and Hove Albion 6 times in the last 7 meetings against the Seagulls. But this time, it wasn't Amorim making the headlines, but it was rather their Cameroonian goalkeeper, Andre Onana, for making 2 errors that led to goals. And it also means that the Cameroonian goalkeeper has actually made 10 errors in just 2 seasons at Manchester United, which is quite a very bad performance, or a bad feat, if I should put it. So let's revisit another Premier League game where at the Portman Road, the home of Ipswich Town, it was Manchester City that played as visitors as Ipswich hosted them over the weekend. And Manchester City were back to their very best, thrashing the newly promoted side by 6 goals to 0. And after the game, it was Pep Guardiola who said that his side were back to their very, very best, not forgetting that a couple of days ago, Pep Guardiola had to settle out of court a divorce issue with his wife. After 30 years of marriage, the Spaniard felt it was enough. So they had to, divorce, and which also meant that his wife would walk away with 50% of everything he owned, which really set the social media, or most social media networks, ablaze with Pep Guardiola being spoken of. But after the game, the Spanish tactician said that he believed that despite everything that had gone on, they're still reviving their chances of at least qualifying for the UEFA Champions League come next season. And then he also said that his side were back to playing the best football he's seen all season.